So, lads, in our last video before the draft live stream, we are going to be talking about the Chicago Sky in the upcoming draft. So, the Sky have got two picks. They have got the 10th pick, and they have the 11th pick in the draft. So, I'm guessing that they're confident enough that they can get some players there. And also, the Sky have the 16th pick in the draft. I think they're going to take two of those three. I genuinely think they're going to take two of those three players. I think that would be to be expected. And I think they're probably planning on taking 10 and 11. And then maybe if 16 turns out to be better than both, they'll take 16. But they have 22 as well. Even if they cut all their new players, they still don't have enough spots for four rookies. So, yeah, it is going to be an interesting thing. So we got to look at the Chicago Sky roster and what they have in their team. So if you look at their roster, realistically, Mariah Jefferson's going to be a backup point guard. She's better than 1.3 points per game that she got last year. But look, I don't care how good she was at UConn. I don't care that she was all rookie in 2016 and didn't have a tough adjustment period. I don't care. It's year 2025. So they got Sloot starting at the 1. They got Ariel Atkins at the 2. Probably Onion Ware at the 3. Maybe Beck Allen at the 3. I don't know. One of those two is going to start at the 3. Cardoso and Reese at the 5 and 4. So that's going to be their starting lineup. They've got a bench power forward center of Elizabeth Williams. And then they have Beck Allen, who can play a little bit at the 4. And Rachel Banham, who is a pretty good 2-guard. And this is a team that's they are really looking for, Morgan Burch might be in the squad. She can shoot. I think if they draft with one of the players they could draft, we'll be fighting out with her for a spot. But they've been very much saying they want length and they want wings. But there is a player that I just have a weird feeling they're going to draft. And I think this is why they traded up for that pick. This is a player who didn't accept the draft invitation, so she's not going to be there because she wants to be at home in California with her family when she gets drafted. But it's Te-Hina Paopao. I think Te-Hina Paopao would have gone higher in last year's draft. I think with Paopao, you're no question about it. Looking at a late first, early second round pick talent, and I think she'll be pretty good no matter where she goes. I think she'll be solid if she ends up getting burned, or she might not make the roster. There is a possibility that she does not make the roster, but I think one of the picks they're going to take is Te-Hina Paopao. And they also, she's a shooter. They need shooting. I do also think that there is a chance, and I'm not joking when I say this, that they end up trading in some weird trade with the Washington Mystics. They trade up to 6. They might trade 10 and 11 for 6. Why do I think that? They have the 16th pick as well. I also think Sanaya Rivers is someone that is on the board. And they like Sanaya Rivers, but their GM, obviously, their coach wants shooting. Their GM wants shooting. But I do also think that a player that really wants to go to the Sky that's not going to be there at 10 or 11 is Cheyenne Sellers. And I think with Cheyenne Sellers, you're looking at it okay, you're going to have to trade up together. Is it worth trading a Te-Hina Paopao and Sanaya Rivers for a Cheyenne Sellers? That could be genuinely a possibility. Something that could be very interesting from the perspective of the Chicago Sky. And for the Washington Mystics, do you want Te-Hina Paopao, or do you want a Georgia Amor maybe, or a Haley Van Lith over Cheyenne Sellers? And the answer might also be yes. You're guaranteed one of those two players. If you want one of those to run the point and you want to trade down with those two picks, if you really think the Sky wants Cheyenne Sellers, who I think really wants to be a member of the Sky. I don't know how much the Sky want her, though. So, obviously, that one would be a bit of an interesting one. With the 16th pick, another player that the Chicago Sky have been talking about is one of the more intriguing picks in the draft, and it's super senior Maddie Westbeld, who, had she come out after her senior season, where she averaged 14.5 and 8 boards on 37% shooting from 3 and 45% from the field, you would have gotten a early second round at worst. She would have been probably a first round pick last year, if we're being honest. Like Maddie Westbell last season was looking like she was going to be one of the best players in this draft. Like she was projected to go top 7 or 8 in the draft. And not only that, she was projected to go at a minimum top 7 or 8 in the draft. Like people were saying with Maddie Westbell, she could go higher than that. And that is a big thing when it comes to when it comes to this pick, because if you're basing it on this season, she might go in the 30s. But if you're basing it on last season, she might go top 15. And Jeff Pagliocca has specifically been talking about Maddie Westbell, who's going to be there at 16. Like, if you can get Maddie Westbell at 16, and then you can somehow trade up for Sanaya Rivers, you only need to bring in 2 rookies. You can trade 2 of those for 1 and still have 2 good rookies at 16 with Westbell. And maybe Ashley Barker is going to be there at 16. You just never know. And I think this is a weird draft where, as I've said it, between 4 and 20, they all kind of seem the same. Like Isaiah James, if you want your Kennedy Carter type player, Isaiah James could be in there and be really, really good. So I think for the Sky, they have a lot of options in that regard. And I do think the trading and praying that somebody's there at 16 might be the move. The getting the 11th pick and being able to use that 11th pick to trade up in the draft to get someone that you really, really want. Because I don't know, I saw it. Well, I said it in my last video. I still think that they're going to go and take a stash player. I think they're only going to bring in 2 rookies. So I have a feeling that the Chicago Sky are going to use one of those 3 picks on a stash player. So I have them taking Aisha Sivka in my mock draft. But it seems like something's up with Juste Jacite, not invited to the draft, and is now somehow not even appearing on first rounds in a lot of mock drafts. I don't know what's going on with Jacite, but something's weird with that scenario, that every mock draft has her dropping. A lot of mock drafts from people that seem to be in the know have her dropping out of the first round, whereas she was projected top 6 or 7 in the last one, no question. So it is just an interesting one. But with that, like, I can see them stashing a player. I can really see them stashing a player and using 2 of the picks if they don't end up making a trade. Because obviously, look, if you're going to take, for me, Jacite is the better option over Aisha Sivka. Like, Jacite was a prodigy, an absolute prodigy, who is the greatest, will probably be the greatest Lithuanian in recent memory anyway. But, like, she was the best player on the floor against multiple WNBA players a few months ago against Belgium. She was unbelievable, 17 points per game in Eurobasket qualifiers while getting Lithuania into Eurobasket. As you can see, like, she was playing in Eurobasket qualifiers when she was 15 years old. Like, she was 15 years old playing Eurobasket qualifiers. She played a few EuroLeague minutes at 14. She was 14 years old when she first got on the floor in EuroLeague. So we're looking at this type of player, and she has that ability, and she's that high upside a player. So if they can manage to take a Jacite and probably stash her for a year, you've got a hell of a player. But I don't know what's going on with Jacite. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. I'm going to be live soon enough talking about this. But as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.